everybody, this is Kodak here. Well, Yokai Watch 2 is only a few days away and all of the names of the new yokai have been revealed, although some of them are a bit weirder than others. Now, just to make things clear, I actually have no problem with changing a character's names for the purpose of adaptation. For instance, I don't think anybody in America thinks of these two as Musashi and Kojiro. Still, it does kind of make me wonder how they're gonna handle Joro Kumo in the United States. However, there are some cases where I feel that the changing names might cause players to miss out on some fun cultural learning experiences. In particular, I was kind of surprised when I saw that they had changed the name of this yokai to Mermother. So today we're going to be spending some time looking at the yokai Izanami.
Izanami!
MermotherWasAMurloc!
In Yokai Watch 2, Izanami is a classic Crank-a-kai exclusive yokai who resembles a mermaid. As a Crank-a-kai exclusive, Izanami is one of the most powerful yokai, pretty much only exceeded by legendary or boss yokai. Now, the reason she looks like a mermaid is probably a pun on her name, as the Nami portion of Izanami means ocean waves. Hey, that's another anime character's name explained. Izanami is a palette swap of another S-rank yokai called Mermother, or Yaobikuni in Japanese. However, while Mermother has peach skin, ebony hair, and golden scales, Izanami is ghostly pale, with gray hair and dark blue to nearly black features broken only occasionally by some bone-white accents. As to why she looks like this, well...
That's because she's dead!
According to Shinto mythology, Izanami, along with her husband Izanagi, are the divine beings responsible for the creation of the nation of Japan and for giving birth to many of its deities. Unfortunately, tragedy struck when one of her newborn children, the fire deity Kagatsuchi, burned her so badly with his flames that she died. A distraught Izanagi stormed his way into the underworld, only to discover to his horror that Izanami had already become one with the land of the dead. Repulsed by her rotting, undead form, Izanagi fled the underworld, sealing the entrance with a boulder. A spurned Izanami declared that she would kill 1,000 people per day as revenge, to which Izanagi replied that for every 1,000 who died, another 1,500 would be bored. Gee, thanks for the population crisis, jerk. Some leave this as the end of the story, others have them reunite happily after Izanagi's death, while even more say that they eventually reconcile their differences with the help of a life goddess named Kikurihime. Naturally, a divine figure as prominent as Izanami would make many appearances in Japanese pop culture, being referenced in things like Naruto, Okami, Puzzle and Dragon, Force of Will, Yu-Gi-Oh!, and even as a playable character in the games Blaze Blue and Smite. Izanami's most infamous role, however, is in the game Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4, as the main force behind the game's mysterious Shadow World. Izanami is the one responsible for the creation of the Shadow World, something she says represents the world that people truly desire. She initially takes the form of an unassuming gas station attendant who, through a seemingly innocent handshake, bestows the player with their starting persona Izanagi, a subtle hint as to her true identity. However, it is later revealed that Izanami actually gave the power of Izanagi to many people, several of whom the player encounters throughout the game before finally confronting Izanami herself. Now, since the Megami Tensei series is basically deity stew, Izanami actually appears in a number of games, usually as a neutral force. In fact, in one of the games, she helps the player fight off Lucifer. Yes, that Lucifer. So that's really why I take some issue with how they changed Izanami's name, as the name Mermother really only covers a facet of what Izanami is. Not to mention, imagine if they left her name Izanami and somebody like me, who's familiar with Persona 4, suddenly pulled it out of a Crank-a-kai. They'd have to wonder whether or not it was a good thing. It could have been because she's a religious reference, but then again, consider that they left in Ashura and Santa Claus, although then again, the two of those have become sort of pop cultural phenomenons. Although, like I just demonstrated, so is Izanami. It kind of makes me wonder how they're going to handle divine beings from later Yokai Watch games, like Ben Zaiten or Otohime. Fortunately, the name Izanami fits into the nickname screen, so those of you who now know her actual name can give it back to her. So that's a look at the origins of the Izanami yokai. Hopefully you guys managed to learn something. There are actually tons of yokai that have these sorts of references to them. Others like Venot or Gargaros or even Gibeon have some stuff to teach us. Heck, even those like Ben Zaiten and Otohime can be kind of interesting. So let me know if you want me to do more of these in the future and post in the comments below of who you want to see next. Until next time, this is Kodak signing off.